day I was born, the nurses all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, 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 bad to the bone. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you. I'll break 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, bad, bad to the bone. I make a rich woman beg, and I make a good woman steal. I make an old woman blush, and I make a young girl squeal. I wanna be yours, pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone, bad, 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 bad to the bone. Now when I walk the streets, kings and queens step aside. Every woman I meet, they all stay satisfied. I want to tell you, pretty baby, what I see, I make my own. And I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone, bad to the bone, bad, 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 bad to the bone.
What is up, everybody? You know, I always start this show off by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. Guys, a huge shout out to my friends over at Yellow Jacket. Most of you that have been coming around here know that I have been dealing with Yellow Jacket for over 10 years. And I don't know if people realize how impactful that is. I could have worked for a lot of different places. They could have worked with a lot of different people, and they do now. Um, but I am super grateful to have the relationship that I have with them. It's not even just the products, it's the people behind the products, the people I know that work there, and they're just truly, truly amazing people. Obviously, it was sad when Mr. Tom Ritchie passed away. That guy was just a mountain of knowledge. But his wife is carrying on the torch, and I'm so grateful to be able to celebrate working with them for 10 years. So I want to cover their new products that they have. A lot of them that you guys know about. Next year at AHR is going to be when Yellow Jacket is going to make some big bangs with some stuff that they have going out that I can't say anything about yet. They're being very, very tight-lipped, but all of these products here, obviously I'm a tester. I use them. Uh, their dual max flow evacuation kit. I love this thing. I've been using it. I've used a little bit of everything. But I got this whole kit. You can also just get their vacuum Y with real torque. This thing is legit. I know most people, especially in residential, you can pull a vacuum with one hose on your suction, put your micron gauge on your liquid side, your high side, and be fine. With this one, I use these two hoses going onto my suction side with the Schrader core pulled out. And then I put my micron gauge on the other side. And my install teams are literally pulling vacuums down to like 100 microns in like 7 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. I have loved it. And it's been working great. Not saying other products can't do that, but I am telling you what this one does do. And we've been using it religiously. Obviously, they have all the hoses out there for the A2L adapters. You can get just the fitting. I personally like having the hose with the left-handed thread. That way I'm not turning one direction and the other one the other direction. To each his own. They offer both of them. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what manifold you used. I've always said it, Yellow Jacket makes the best hoses. That's just my opinion. And I'll fight you to the death for it. But they do offer the hoses with the left-handed thread, so you can just change your yellow hose versus having to worry about an adapter every time. Once again, I like that. I like using the hose versus having to use the adapter, but I do have both. Um, a bunch of other cool devices in here with all their wireless stuff. I have some videos with me using them coming out. Um, Let me see if one thing is on here. I'm not sure yet. It's actually not on here, but the Titan Max digital manifold, they have an amazing cover for it that stays on it all the time. It has a Velcro little thing to open up in the front. It's sweet. Mine should be here soon. Um, so it's absolutely awesome, and I think it's only like 40 bucks. It's really, really cheap. And like I told you guys before, with their remote data that they're doing with any of their wireless, anything that connects to the YJ app, YJ View app, which is updated and is so much better than it was before, to be honest with you. They've been listening to a lot of the complaints they had. They updated all of it. It's awesome. But now you can share your data. I've been using it with employees. If they have issues in the field, they can send me a code. I can remote log in and see everything that they're seeing in. And all of my guys, they have the psychometrics, the pressure probes, the temperatures, all that. So I can get all the information to be able to help them while they're in the field. Because we all know some of you guys when you're in the field, even though someone's trying to help you, you don't always give the right information. So just know that that's there. It's absolutely free. I get what people say. How long is it going to be free? As far as I know, it's going to be free for a very long time. So take advantage of it. Go to the YJack View app and use the remote login. It's absolutely free. With that being said, guys, I always tell you I would never tell you where to spend your money, but if you're looking to update some tools, go give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a look. All right. With that being said, next, guys, some of the new stock from my friends over at VETO Pro Pack tool bags that just work. Guys, they have a bunch of new stuff out. I know at AHR we saw their magnetic stuff, which is just it's crazy the stuff they come out, man. I can't even keep up. They have a bag for absolutely everything. It's truly amazing. Um, I'm not in the field as much, I go out and help my guys. I've been in the field more lately. I like updating my bag. I like getting a new one just to say that I have one, and then I'll give my old one away to somebody that works for me. But they have so much stuff out. It is truly amazing. Now, go on their website and check it out. You can buy from their website. Obviously, I always tell you to shop locally. Um, Support your local supply houses. You can also go to True Tech Tools. Use discount code Uncensored to save 6% on your order. Totally up to you wherever you want to buy. But yeah, some of these new things that are out are actually, pretty sweet. I've been using that MB5B bag as my personal tool bag, and I've absolutely loved it. So, guys, we all know there's a lot of tool bags out there. Yes, VETO is not cheap, but they're bags that last. At minimum, they're going to last you 5 years with that 0 downtime warranty. As long as you put a little beeswax or something on your zipper, you're not going to have any problems. So, sometimes you got to pay a little bit more for quality. Make sure you pick the right bag. There's so many different choices to choose from. Get multiple if you can. But all the young guys out there, don't try to buy everything at once. It's not realistic. So yeah, go take a look at my friends over at VETO Pro Pack. Remember, tool bags that work. With that being said, man, let's do the pledge. Let's get on to the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil Cavey Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. I am your host, Gil Cavey Jr. Here we are on the normal night, another hump day, another Wednesday, and another amazing show for you. No guest tonight. I do have a lot of guests lined up. Tonight was one of the nights I just didn't have one. One of our friends in the chat, Mr. Nasty, is actually going to be the guest next week. So please, anybody out there, all of you have a story to tell, man. I want, for some reason, it got out there that people think that like you have to be an influencer or have some kind of following to come on here. Guys, I don't give a fuck about that. I really, really don't, man. As long as you have a story to tell, you can come on. We have an engaging conversation back and forth. It's not one person the whole time. Come on, man. Message me. Hit me up. I love to have you on. That is the farthest from the truth. Anybody that knows me, yes, I do have some friends on that have followings, but that's not like a criteria. I don't care. So yes, any of you out there, if you want to come on, tell your story, please message me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com, or go to info@hvacuncensored.com. Send me an email. I'll send you a link. I'll get you scheduled. Come on, man. We can bullshit. I love to hear your story. I love to meet new people, talk to new people. So there definitely is no quota for somebody to be on here. So, with that being said, it looks like we're live. Can everybody hear me, see me? Are we good? Haven't seen any comments come through. I just want to make sure that everything is good before I get going. Somebody tell me that you hear me, please. Someone talk to me. All right, fine. Maybe not. Sit here and talk to myself, but it says we're live. I don't know what is going on where I can't. It's not letting me go live into Facebook. It's something to do with Meta. The last few weeks, it's let me like. All right, cool. Thank you, Jared. The last few weeks, it's finally let me go in to on Facebook, but it's giving me a lot of shit to try to do it. So I don't know if the podcast is only gonna be on. If I don't know, I gotta look it up to see what it is because I definitely like going live on YouTube and on Facebook, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know if it's Ecamm, the software I use. I do know Facebook stopped you from going into Facebook groups, which sucks that I can no longer go live into my Facebook group. But I have to read up on it and figure out what's going on. What is up, Sammy? Let me make sure I say hi to everybody. I almost forgot. So Mr. Nasty, what is up, my brother? Mr. Freon Leon, what is up, my man? Let's see, Mr. Jared at the airport. What is up, buddy? And then we have Mr. Sammy Andrew. What is up, my friend? Yeah, I apologize about last week. I made a video and never put it out to let everybody know that I ended up going live Thursday night. I was a guest on my buddy Everett's podcast. He had like a giveaway that he was doing that I was involved in. And I was on there with Mr. Ben Poole from HVAC Tactical and Mr. Johnny V. So that was a good time. Plus my guest from last week had to reschedule because they had something happen. So it kind of worked out. Pat was going to do Thursday, but I forgot to let you guys know. So my bad. Yeah, it's always something, man. It's stupid. I don't think it's anything to do with YouTube. I think it's all Meta. So I don't know, man. And I heard some rumors that I haven't been really huge in the YouTube shorts, but I heard something, read an article where they say that YouTube is going to go back to long form video. Don't know if that's true. I read it in an article. Don't know if it's a credible source, but it was a pretty good article to read. Doesn't really affect me one way or the other because all I do is this long form video podcast. It's funny, people think that I have like, 100,000 subscribers, and I'm like, I do not. I have like 3, if that. Audio downloads is what I have. I think my biggest following is Instagram, which is like 10, 11,000. So it's funny. Looks can be deceiving, apparently. The chat, I would love to get you guys in on this. Some of the top myths in our industry, some of them are funny. And once again, I put this in the show notes that I'm not doing this to make anybody feel dumb, to make anybody look stupid. I'm doing this for educational because sometimes people don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And sometimes until somebody brings these things up, you literally don't know. And I'm actually going to start one off that, yeah, I don't know. It may be. Like I said, I don't know if it was credible, but we'll see. But sadly, short form content is kind of how everybody is consuming content. The masses are. I get it; it's not for everybody, but I've even done it with some videos I've put out where I've done the whole A/B testing, and the shorter video actually normally does better because I hate to say it, people are like sheep. It's just like, oh man, like me, flip. Um, you know, I'm so glad that you brought that up, Jared, because I don't know if a lot of you saw Mr. Ty Branneman's video. Ty is going to be on the podcast shortly as well. And this is one that I'm going to start off because I used to be wrong. I was one of those people that I thought, hey, man, a hard start can only help. It's not going to hurt the system. And guess what? I was wrong. I am man enough to sit here and say that I was 100% wrong. And we can talk about it. I do highly suggest that all of you go to Mr. Ty Branderman and watch his video. He explains it to a T. I'll try to do the best that I can. But especially like back in the day when we used to have the recip compressors, like, yes, hard starts were needed. That's when you used to have lights dimming, stuff like that. Normally now, if you have lights dimming, that's not the reason why. Normally there's another reason. It's wire related, something like that. But with these scroll compressors and how they already come unloaded, they don't need a hard start. Copeland, LG, a lot of the manufacturers tell you that they don't want you to put one. If you have one that's locked up and you're trying to start it, okay, I can maybe see that. But if you're out there and you're trying to upsell it, I get what you've been told. I used to be that person. Like I said, I'm willing to admit that I was wrong. But what's happening is we are destroying that start winding. Especially when the most common part on an HVAC system to go bad is the capacitor. Most of those, and Ty says in his video, I don't want to feel like I'm stealing his thunder, but I had actually learned a little while ago, but Ty's video kind of just hit home, and because I was wrong, that capacitor fails, and the back EMF is not taking those 521 relays out, and that thing is just sitting there pounding that start relay. You know what I mean? People are sending back these warranty compressors, and the start winding's all burnt up, and that's why, we're causing that problem. So yeah, and I used to do them all the time. And, yeah, you live and you learn, man. That's all it is. You take a little bit of humble pie, you learn and you move on. Like I said, does that mean that I'm saying that they don't still have a place? Yes, they do. But should you be offering a hard start on like every maintenance you run or every system you run just to try to upsell? I would say no. not after learning that, I would say no. I educated my team. I told them in a service meeting. I went over it. I even showed Ty's video. And it is what it is. They have their place, but I don't think it's should be something for every single system. Um, my little buddy Cannon is watching me. So what is up, buddy? But yeah, so you live and you learn, man. But there is a lot of them. Let's see what some of the ones you put in here, though. I'm glad that you said that one first, Jared. A2L has propane in it. So yeah, it's the A2L stuff has just been a lot of people that didn't educate themselves, to be honest. A2Ls have been out. There's it's not as bad as everybody thinks. I think it's been a headache. I will say this, I've already made my opinion known. I think R454B is fucking garbage. I wish that they would have just went from like how we went from 22 to 410. I wish we would have just went from 410 to 32. That is my opinion. It's a pure refrigerant. I think that would have like put us back on track, regardless of being A2L. But I don't get to make that decision, so it is what it is. Um, but yeah, A2Ls are not as bad. Pretty much it comes with a glorified, water safety that, all these companies are getting from the same place, putting their logo on it, and you're pretty much wiring it in series with the unit. It's not some, hard thing to wire. Please don't make it hard than it is. Just look at the wiring schematic. It is very, very simple, regardless of what brand of unit that you're putting in. It's not hard. Don't let this trip you up. It's really not that big of a deal. I've literally braced this shit in smoking a cigarette. Not that I recommend that, but you're fine. You know what I mean? It's not a problem. Um, let's see. I've literally seen on a maintenance where the run cap failed and the system started due to not having a hard start, but was way above the run load amps. Yeah. Um, I've seen some different things too, and I've seen where a capacitor went bad, but it has a hard start and the compressor still started. Um, you know, only because it was like backfeeding. But yeah, I don't think they're as prevalent with the technology. And one thing, man, when you stop by like Copeland's booth and some of these other places and see some of the technology that's happening with these scroll compressors, like it's pretty amazing. Like now they're get like liquid cooled and, vapor cooled or whatever it is, like all kinds of stuff. Like it's pretty wild where technology is taking compressors. Um, and you also realize if you ever have the opportunity to cut an old compressor open, I highly suggest that you do that because it makes you learn a lot. For one, you realize that, and I've been saying this forever, that compressors don't die, they're murdered. Um, Something causes them to go bad. They are designed very, very well. So if they failed, it's because of something else caused them to fail. But what happens is after, like I always say this, after 7, 8 years, 10, whatever, 12, something caused it to fail, overcharged, undercharged, it became acidic, didn't pull a vacuum, whatever. There could be a number of things. Airflow, blah, blah, blah. The compressor fails, which is a symptom of something else. We change the compressor, the unit starts to cool again, starts to heat again, whatever it is. We move on. But we did not solve the problem. I promise you. That compressor is going to fail again. It's just normally customer is going to replace that system before it fails again. Or you're not going to be the provider, the company that has to come back. But I promise you, you did not fix it. You changed a symptom, you got the unit running, but you did not take care of the cause of that issue. I promise you that. Um, I made some notes. There's a lot of little ones that a lot of you guys nice. A lot of you guys know. Some of these are going to be more for homeowners. But where people think that bigger units are always better. That is not true. I know there's those people out there that 5-ton everything, which is not the case, and you wonder why you're short cycling or you're not dehumidifying. Um, there's a reason that we do load calculations and they have different size systems. Please do not 5-ton everything. That is not the case. And get it right. Do not just, oh, I think it's close. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna oversize it a little bit to make sure it's enough. No. Too big is just as bad as not enough. Uh, do not oversize a system. Learn how to properly size, learn how to do a manual J, learn how to do load calculations. It is not that hard. If you put a little time and effort, there's probably a bunch of free resources online that you can learn how to do a load calculation. All right. If you're really interested, pay for a course. Get a software, do something to make sure you're right. That's the thing about our industry. There is a science to everything that we do. You don't have to guess. Ohm's law when it comes to electricity. This equals this, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? The refrigeration cycle, pressure temperature relationship. Like, there is a science to everything that we do that you don't have to guess. And to be honest, you shouldn't be guessing. Does that mean you don't ever take a gut feeling when diagnosing something? That's not what I mean. But if you want to be good at what you do, my buddy Mr. Ben Poole always says this: master your craft. Learn the why behind the what. Stop guessing. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never been that guy, because I was. And then eventually I got sick and tired of not knowing. And that's when I stuck my, head in the books and wanted to learn everything that I could. I got sick and tired of going up to units and not knowing stuff. But most people have heard my story, so I'm not going to go back in that again. But on here, yeah, it says the fact oversized units based on manual J load calculations run in short cycle, reducing efficiency, failing to dehumidify, and causing excessive wear. Another myth: turn off the AC while away to save money. How many times do we have customers that they're like, oh, I normally keep my thermostat and AC set to 72, but when I go to work, I set it up to 85, 90, and I get it to come back down before I go home. That way it's not running all day. All right, well, we all know that that's horseshit. All right. When you are heating and cooling a space, you are heating and cooling everything: the floor, the furniture, the cabinets, the countertop. It is going to cost that customer less. I don't know why I keep looking at the light, not the camera. It is going to cost that customer less money to maintain 72 degrees than it is to try to make up that 15-degree gap. All right. Educate your customers. That is not saving them money. Please don't let them do that. I get it if you go on vacation and you normally have it set to 72 and you set up like 78. Okay, I get it. I'm probably okay with that. But on a daily basis, your system having to make up that 10, 15-degree swing is not good for your system, and it's not saving you a penny. I promise you. If anything, it is costing you more money. What is up, Mr. Zeke? How you doing, brother? Yeah, it says fact, letting your home get too hot makes the system work harder to cool it back down later. It is more efficient to adjust the temperature by only a few degrees using a programmable thermostat. Well, that's fucking Google, so review. Here's one. Everybody knows this one. Myth: closing vents in unused rooms saves money. Does it? Fact: this increases pressure in the ductwork, causing leaks and reducing system efficiency. That's not how that works. Most residential supply registers do not seal 100%. They have leakage. They're going to leak. And people tell this in townhomes all the time. Oh, well, close off the basement vents and it's going to force more air upstairs. Bullshit. 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 That's not how it works. Does that mean maybe you might not increase a little bit of velocity somewhere else? Okay, maybe. But I always tell people this: if you have an 8-ounce glass of water and I have a pitcher, I'm only going to fit 8 ounces of water in that 8-ounce glass. I can keep pouring water in it, but I'm never going to get more than 8 ounces. All right. So if you have a 6-inch duct, which is rated for what? 75, 100, I should know this, whatever CFM. I can increase the velocity a little bit, but I'm not changing the CFM that's going through there. Normally you're hurting some other place. A lot of these old ducts, I've seen some amazing conversations, man, where people, they start sealing up some of these old ducts that, like, they ran forever with leakage, and now their static pressure, it just goes through the roof. Do we dare? Yeah, hey man, I am down to open the IAQ. Guys, any myth that you see, please put it in all caps so I know to draw my eyes to it. Yeah, any myths that you guys see, put them up, dude. I'd love for your interaction. I love you guys to be involved. And yeah. What if you replace the water with beer? What is up, HVAC blogger? How you doing, brother? Mr. Paul, I don't know if I've seen you in here before, unless it's a different name, but thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate you. Um, yeah, no, you're not wrong. The commercial dampers are built way better than the bullshit residential ones. Um, when we do put some of them in, I try to get a better brand. But the sad part is you can only do what people are willing to pay for. So that's what it comes down to. Not running a charity. I want to use good products, but there's a lot of people that don't want to pay for that. That is the bad part. Um, sorry. Saying goodnight to my lady friend. Um, Mr. Zeke says, learn how to measure and engineer good duct. Exactly. Once again, when I go back to before, like there's a science to what we do. You don't have to guess. So don't be lazy. All right. There is a formula and a way to figure out all this stuff. Um, I remember when I was young and I used to watch these older guys like design ductwork, and I was like, these guys are fucking geniuses, man. How do they know it should be 16 by 8 and then go down to 12 by 8? Like, man, like, how did they know this? And the guy's like, a duculator, like right here. Just, so it's funny. You live and you learn. That's why I always say at the end of every show, man, keep trying to better yourself. Keep learning, keep trying to give back, and then just keep getting better. There's never a time when you should stop learning. I don't care how long you've been doing it. There's a lot of people in the chat been doing this. I mean, I've been doing it 25 something years. I know Mr. Zeke is in there. A bunch of these guys been doing this forever, and you never ever stop learning. So if you're listening to this audio wise, please take that. 25 SEER pays for itself in energy savings. That's a good one, Sammy. That's a good one. I like that. That is bullshit. All right. Even when you sell higher SEER equipment. So, do I believe in higher SEER equipment? I do personally. I have had higher SEER. I've had inverters in my house. I do believe in them. But I will say this, they are not for everyone. Inverter technology is not for everyone. So make sure that you know your customer. But remember, we all know what SEER means: seasonal energy efficiency rating or seasonal energy efficiency ratio. However, whatever you call it. Um, that means that over a season, that is what that unit gets. I always tell my team, when you sell these systems, you sell them based on comfort, not efficiency. I promise you, you're going to have customers calling you with pictures of a utility bill saying, hey, you piece of shit, you told me this is going to save me money, and my bill didn't change, or it's only down $50 or whatever. Don't do that to yourself. All right. You should be telling people these systems will make you more comfortable than you've ever been while using the same or maybe a little less, or consuming the same or a little bit less power than your typical standard single stage system. That's what you should be telling people. It's comfort. All right. A lot of people don't realize that inverter systems run all the time. They don't shut off. I have a customer now. He's like, yo, man, this thing never fucking turns off. I'm like, yeah, I know, sir. Remember, I told you about that's how inverters work. It's not, it doesn't always shut off. It's going to get close to set point. It's going to ramp itself down, and it's going to keep running to try to make the temperature even. It's based on comfort. Also, another thing that people don't realize when we're on this topic is I always say, if you have a scale, if you have efficiency and you have comfort, you cannot have both. As one goes up, the other one goes down. As a system becomes more comfortable, it's less efficient. As it becomes more efficient, it's less comfortable. You got to be able to find that happy balance for your customer, and everybody's the same. Also, because being comfortable is subjective. This customer may like 72 degrees, where this customer may like 68. So it's not a one size fits all. Rookie, what's up, brother? Exactly. Sell on comfort. Yeah. Um, let's see. Myth, you don't need duct starters. You talking about like seal tights and like tap collars? Is that what you mean, Paul? I just want to make sure that um exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that, man. They go in, they tell these customers, like, this is going to be the most efficient system ever. It's going to cut your bill in half and you're going to be comfortable. This is going to be great. It's just, that's not true. It's just not realistic. I've been behind these customers where they're like, dude, the guy, the sales guy, and I'm not talking about sales guys. I'm just saying what happened. Um, you know, on my soapbox, shut your mouth. Um, but yeah, it's, so one goes up, the other one goes down. That's just the way it works. You can't have both. You can find a happy medium, but, you know, let's see another one I got on here. Oh, well, this one's kind of dumb because we all know this isn't real when it says, change your filters once a year. Actually, I'll go a little step further and say, even when they say change your filter every 3 months, we all know that that filter is not going to last 90 days. So any homeowners out there listening to this or young techs, um, that filter is not going to last 90 days in most cases. All right. I tell all of my customers to check their filter every month. If it's dirty, change it. That filter that cost you 10, 15 bucks can cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. If the filter's dirty, change it. Do not over filter the unit. That is true. You can over filter. If you have a filter at the unit, do not have return grill filters, one or the other. But if you have multiple return filter grills, then obviously you have to put a filter in every single one. But then you're going to take the filter out of the one at the unit. Do not be at the unit and the filter grills. All right. I guarantee your static pressure is fucked. The other one is those fancy Filtrete filters. Do not let customers use them. All right. I tell people if you want to use it, and this is me, if people want to use those, pleated filters, buy the cheaper ones and change it more often. Those fancy Filtrete filters, they may catch all the stuff they say they catch, but they also don't let air through. We get a bunch of nuisance calls throughout the summer where people are like, I just changed my filter, man. I don't know what's wrong. And they're like, this back bedroom doesn't cool anymore. You take the filter out and it's like, oh, it works great. So, um, for me, it's, those filters are trying to do the same thing as a media filter and a quarter of the surface area. So it's so thick, it doesn't let air through. I do believe in media filters. I am not huge on the electronic air cleaners. Not saying they don't work. I just don't think they're not worth the $2,000 they cost. Um, I've been a big media filter guy. If you get the right one, I love the older style April Air one with the fingers on it. I know people hate changing those filters, but that thing was a beast. I mean, that's just me personally. I know people convert them over now to the box filters and stuff, but I think that old April Air with like those little plastic fingers, I get it. Changing that accordion style one was kind of a pain in the ass, but the filter itself was a fucking beast. Uh, Mr. HVAC blogger says Merv 8 or less. Yep. Just make you replace it monthly. I agree. And I also always tell my customers, buy your filters in a 3-pack, a 4-pack. Don't buy them one at a time. I get it. Life happens. I mean, a lot of us that do this for a living, we forget to change our filter. Here I just, I'm in a rental. This is in my house. It's a 16 by 25 by 1. So I just bought a pack and I leave it over there and I have a timer on my phone. But at my old house that I moved from, I had the media filter and I would order it. I had it on auto ship. So I just knew whenever the filter showed up, I'm like, oh shit, it's time to change it. And I do this for a living, run a company, but it happens. I get it. Life happens. So I try to do that to make it easier for our customers. Or you can also use a company like Jackson Systems, who is a sponsor of the show, where you can put a little QR code on the unit. They can scan that, go buy whatever filter they want, and they're going to send it right to your customer's door. And you're going to make a couple of bucks off whatever the filter because you set the price. Um, let's see some of these other ones. All right. Here, see if you guys like this one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Regarding maintenance. How do you guys feel in the comments? I'm going to read some of them so the audio listeners can, they're not seeing your comments. How do you guys feel about maintenance? In the comment, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'll read what it says on here. Fact, regular maintenance prevents minor issues from becoming major, expensive, and dangerous failures. So I do believe in maintenance. And I think the problem with maintenance is that companies don't do maintenance honestly. That people go out there, they do their drive-by temperature readings. They don't check anything. Um, they're there for 30 minutes, 15 minutes. They go up to the customer and they say, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, everything looks great. See you in the fall." And then you wonder why the customer never reviews their never renews their maintenance contract. Why would they? And I'm not saying that you're supposed to find something wrong, but a true maintenance should be an hour to an hour and a half. Make sure all the wires are tight. Brush some things off. Um, there's a lot of little things that you can do to prevent breakdowns. Does that mean that you can do a really good maintenance and something's not going to happen? No, you cannot always foresee the future. Sometimes things happen and it's unexpectedly. But if you do maintenance properly, you can save your customer money. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yes, we are using Service Titan, Zeke. Let's see. Mr. Jarrett says, okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. I don't believe in it. These systems require maintenance. Yep, I believe. Mr. Rookie says integrity is lost these days on some. I agree with that as well. Mr. Jarrett says, I've never seen a properly installed system in Arizona that didn't need some kind of repair that should have been done when the unit was installed. Can't say I don't agree with that one either. Yeah, no, I mean, would it take me 90 minutes to do it? No, but sad part is with customers, sometimes time equals perceived value. So, um, I do think anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half is what I would give my techs to do. Exactly. Clean all the leaves out the outdoor unit. Like we wash off the coil with water. If we use chemicals, then we charge them for it at a discount. We do all those little things. Um, you know, that's why customers want to use it. And sometimes the maintenance is, yes, you can be offering them different things, to help their system. But it's also like, hey, I prevented this. You had a wire that was loose. I went ahead and cut it off. I put a new spade connector. I made sure it was tight. I found the breaker was loose. I was able to make 3 full revolutions. Eventually, that was going to heat up and burn. You can prevent problems from happening if you actually go through and do it. I understand, especially like we're getting ready, especially in Maryland, we're getting ready to be in maintenance season soon. You know, you start getting into like April, depending on the weather, sometimes end of March, but normally it's like April, you know, is probably maintenance month. Um, and I understand as a technician, at least for me, and if I'm being completely honest here, doing maintenances every day it gets monotonous. Like I get it, because you're just meh, same thing. But it is what it is, man. And from a business standpoint, you're getting opportunities to get hours, man. Go take care of your customers, do them an hour a piece, fill your day, do something good for the customer, and then go home. Maybe you're not getting 60 hours, but you're getting a little bit of a break. You're getting your hours, and you know that the busy season is around the corner where you're going to be working balls to the wall. Just try to stay positive. I hate it when people just bitch about everything. If you're in the residential world, you're going to do maintenances. I'm sorry. Is there some techs that I don't want to do maintenances? No, I wish they didn't. They make too much. I rather them not do a maintenance. I'm probably losing money when they do maintenance, but I rather that technician get hours than not have something to do. So, yeah. What's up, brother? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, Mr. New HVAC Guide. He obviously has a lot of stuff, with homeowners and educating stuff. So normally my stuff is this is designed for techs, but obviously if homeowners see this, then educate yourself as well. So yes, I mean we're not like waxing wax, but yes, we do wipe them down outside, make them look clean. And let's be honest, sometimes it is a dog and pony show. Um, Making sure customers see the value in what they're spending. But yes, we do clean them off. I am not, buddy. Yeah, I did AHR this year. I'm gonna go. I think next month I'm gonna go to the installer show in New York. I'm gonna meet Mr. Ben Poole out there, but I am not going to HVAC Excellence. Let's see. Yeah. Here we go. Myth. Lowering the thermostat cools faster. Does that work? Let's see what Google says. Fact. An AC works at one speed. Setting it lower just means it runs longer, potentially freezing the system. I don't know if I necessarily believe that comment, but um, it definitely doesn't just cool like that. And I love the customers that tell me they can feel 1 degree. I have it set at 70, but I know it's 71 in here. I can feel it. No, you can't. Sorry, Chief. No, you can't. Like, shut your mouth. Um, I don't care if you're an engineer. You can't feel it. Be quiet. It's funny. Or I've said it before when people call in and tell me they smell carbon monoxide. And I'm like, all right, what are you, one of the X-Men? A Marvel character? Because it's an odorless gas. You don't smell it. It's natural gas. So Mr. HVAC rookie dump trucks says that's my favorite thing when resi customers tell me that all I see is dollar signs in my eyes. You crook, you piece of shit out there ripping people off, you son of a bitch. Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, let's see this. Oh, here's one. I've heard some bullshit texts that say this. The sad part is I think most of them know they're lying. Um, Refrigerant needs regular refills. No, it doesn't. It's not like putting gas in a car. It's a closed system. It should ideally never need refrigerant. If it does, it means refrigerant is going somewhere. Um, the sealants do not work. I'm not going to say that we don't use a dye sealant, but it's more for the dye, not for the sealant part. And we make sure that customers know, like, it's not going to seal anything up. This is just maybe it's a hard to find leak. I believe in the old fashioned nitrogen leak search. Um, Sometimes if there's a good amount of refrigerant, it's only a pound or so. We will put a little bit of dye, but I make sure that I only use the oil based and we use a small amount. Some people don't agree with that. That's fine. I understand why you feel the way you do. But it happens. Mr. Jared, well, on an inverter system, increasing the difference between the set temperature and the return temperature will make the unit cool faster by ramping the compressor faster. Well, yeah, no, you're not wrong, but it's gonna. So yes, it's gonna ramp up to 100%, but it's as far as that system is concerned. Yes, by ramping up, it's gonna bring the temperature down, quicker in the unit size, but it's still gonna take a certain amount of time to bring that temperature down. Whether it's running at, it doesn't really matter. So I think that's what they mean. I get what you're saying, but I understand the point they're trying to make. Just because you set it down doesn't mean it's going to happen like this. Once again, when we take temperature down or rate, you're cooling the entire space, the carpet, the couch, the floor, everything. Oh, just being a smartass. Okay, gotcha. I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? um, Mr. Zeke, we have a tech around here tells customers the refrigerant evaporates and needs replacing. Oh, no, he doesn't work for me. That is crazy. These people, need some Freon, need a little Freon. Um, yeah, that's funny that there's a lot of people that think that. And it's funny, I used to always tell people, I'm like, no, it's not like putting gas in a car. Ideally, you should never need it. It's a closed system, yada yada yada. And I'll say, when's the last time you recharge a refrigerator? Most people are like, oh, that makes sense. There's one time a guy's like, oh shit, well, they were out here like 2 weeks ago, charged it up. And I'm like, all right, well, that backfired. But normally most people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's an analogy that they can understand. Um, yes, fact, refrigerant is not consumed like fuel. If it is low, you have a leak that needs to be repaired. Just add a refrigerant, it makes the unit cool better, right? Heat transfer happens at a set rate. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I'm doing a deeper dive using Chat GPT. A myth. Ceiling fans cool the room. Fact. Fans cool people, not spaces. By creating a wind chill effect on the skin, they do nothing to lower the actual air temperature. So they should be turned off in empty rooms to save electricity. Yeah, I always tell people, fans just blow hot air around. It's not going to make you cool. It's better than nothing, but it's not going to cool the space. Um, Another one, it's funny that a lot of technicians don't realize that we don't actually cool the air. We remove the heat. So I hope if you're some young tech out there and you listen to that, I hope you go, what? Yeah, remember this. We don't cool the air, we remove the heat. Okay. The indoor coil absorbs it. Okay. Boils off. We therefore take the refrigerant outside, condenses down, releases. We dissipate the heat outside where we don't care. We repeat that cycle in a nutshell. All right. Let's say, what about if you put in a bigger unit, oversized so it cools better? If you were here on time, we already covered that. So, yeah, we talked about that in the beginning. Don't be out there 5 ton and everything. That doesn't work either. You will never dehumidify. Also, here's another one people don't understand. Oh, you have an inverter. It also dehumidifies. Okay, it does. It does. But it will always be an air conditioner first. And it does one or the other. It cannot do both at the same time. All right. It's always going to satisfy the temperature first. How these inverters work, especially the communicating system, it will get close to set point. An algorithm that's built in there is going to say, okay, I'm taking care of the sensible. Let's go try to take care of the latent load. It's therefore going to slow the indoor fan down. It's going to slow the compressor down, let the indoor coil get really, really cold, and then start trying to wring out the humidity. While it's doing that, it is not cooling the space. It is not taking care of the sensible load in the house. It is only taking care of the humidity. It is only dehumidifying, only taking care of the latent. It's going to do that for a little bit. And to be honest, you might even see the temperature rise a little bit. Then it's going to switch back over. That's how they work. And if you go to a customer's house and they have a true humidity issue, I promise you this, don't do this to yourself. Selling them a fancy inverter system is not going to take care of the problem. I've been there, done that. Customer was furious. I end up having to put in a whole home dehumidifier for free. Yes, do not do that. It is not true. Uh, Sorry out there in California. All right, Jared, safe travels, brother. Have a good one, buddy. Um, let's see some other ones on here. Obviously, guys, please feel free to throw anything out in the chat. I am gonna close this right around 10. Mama's still upstairs, so I want to make sure I can get her to bed. Let's see. All of these are pretty the same. See an article. This is by a company. HVAC myth debunked, separating fact from fiction. Fiction. Sorry, apparently I can't talk. Man, my nose is running like a faucet. Yeah, and it's funny, they just add more refrigerant, it cools better. I know that Scott, HVAC rookie, is joking, but to all you technicians out there, I want you to know this as well. More refrigerant is the same as not enough refrigerant. All right. There's a reason that that system is supposed to have a certain set amount. You know, the system comes with a certain amount, and based on the line set, it's supposed to be a certain amount. Like, overcharging is just as bad as undercharging. Like, don't be careful with these rule of thumbs. Because sometimes they're just gonna screw you. What is the best refrigerant to have? The one that's on the unit's data plate. That's the one that's best to have. Um, I won't get into. I mean, R22 was very easy to work with. I'm fine with R32. I mean, R410 wasn't bad. I just refrigerant is going to constantly be changing, so you might as well just get used to it. Yeah, R22 was great to work on back in the day. I won't even lie. I'm glad that was in my beginning years, that we didn't have to worry about all this other shit. But, um, excuse me. But yeah, the refrigerant, like, don't get hell bent on, man, these A2Ls, blah, 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 bitching about refrigerant. Like, guys, they're going to keep changing. You know what I mean? Just in my lifetime, there's been R12, 22, 410, 454B, 32. And that's just as of now. There's going to be more. So if you're young in this trade, you might as well just get fucking used to it. The government is going to keep changing it every so years. They're going to have phase outs. There's going to be something, the latest and greatest. Sitting around bitching about it is just not going to help anything. Just make sure you stay educated on what's coming out, learn all the new stuff about it, the proper practices on how to handle it, recover it, braze with it, whatever it may be. Just educate yourself. But sitting around bitching about it is not going to help anything. R290. And you said you weren't going to tell anybody, you fucking prick. That's it. I'm taking your moderator thing away, telling my secrets. And no, it was R32. I would never huff that dog shit. I'm at least going to get the good stuff. Matter of fact, it was R22. You know, I'm a high class hoe. I actually wasn't even there this year, bro. I didn't, it was a whole story. But yeah, we definitely got to meet in person, man. Are you going to go to HR next year? I would obviously love to meet you in person, bro. We got to do something again, man. You have to come back on, chit chat with me. I'd love to have you on, bud. Selling pics of Gil in Vegas for $5. Yeah, in Vegas. Apparently, I'm learning how to use Snapchat, and I thought I sent my picture of my penis to everybody. I'm an old man, dude. I have a younger girlfriend, and I don't know how to use Snapchat. So anybody that tries to friend request me on Snapchat, there's a reason I don't accept your friend requests. I'm trying to make sure I know how to use it, so I don't, send you my penis by accident. So just saying. Yeah, Chicago blows, man. I'll be there. I wish they only did warm weather states. Chicago was fun. Don't get me wrong. Me and Scott had a good time in Chicago. One steakhouse was horrible. It was the worst $350 I spent on a steak dinner. But yeah, it does suck being cold there. I wish they only did it in, like, as far as I'm concerned, they could just go Vegas, Orlando, Vegas, Orlando, Vegas, Orlando, back and forth. And I would be happy. Obviously, Atlanta is near and dear to my heart because that's where I won HVAC Podcast of the Year. But you know, Mr. JPM Barron, thanks for being here, man. I don't remember ever seeing your name, so thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Hope you come back. I'm here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come check it out. I have some amazing guests lined up. Mr. Ty Branderman will be on. Mr. Craig Migliaccio, AC Service Tech. I'm going to do a live podcast in New York with Mr. Ben Poole next month. Next week, Mr. Nasty, that's normally in the comments. I don't know what the fuck Nasty's doing. Probably stroking his beard or something. He is actually going to be a guest on the podcast next week. And I said this in the beginning. I want to say it again. Yes, I get it that some of the people I have on here are influencers. They're podcasters. They have a following. But you do not have to have some kind of following to be a guest on the show. I don't know where that myth got out, but it is not true. Anybody that has a story to share, a story to tell, I would love to have you on. All right. Obviously, come on and just, don't be fucking weird or nothing. And make sure it's a dialogue back and forth. But yeah, I love to hear people's stories. Everybody has one. How you got into the trade, like your path, your journey. Like I love hearing that kind of stuff. So please, it is not true that you have to be an influencer or have like a certain following to be on the podcast. I've heard that from some people, and that is just, I don't know who started that, but it could not be further from the truth. It is not true. Shut your fucking mouth, Scott. Yeah, and if you ever want to be on the show, email me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com, or go to info@hvacuncensored.com. Yeah, I'm willing to have a good conversation with anybody. I like talking to new people, bringing new people on. I just don't bring Scott on because people can't deal with his hands in person. Yeah, that rolls a lot of people out. No, like even you, Zeke, you got a story to tell, man. You've been in this trade. You have a story that people would listen to. It's not, it's not true of being an influencer. Just pay the appearance fee. Shut up. I used to do that. I would let companies come on here and I would charge them an astronomical fee to let them come on. And those shows sucked. They were horrible. I'm not doing it anymore. So check payments made out to rookie. You mean HVAC crook? And sorry I didn't call you back last night, Rook. I was on dealing with a customer. I'll call you tomorrow and tell you what I've been dealing with. But yeah, probably gonna have to get lawyers involved and shit like that. So never any fun. I'm hoping we can work it out. I think we're gonna be able to, but we'll see. We will see. But it is 10 o'clock, man. I hope you guys had a good time talking about some HVAC myths. Some of them are BS. I know there's a lot more we could have covered, but I had a good time just bullshitting with you guys talking about those tonight. We had a decent amount of people in the chat tonight. Once again, I apologize about last week. I made a video to let you guys know, and I did not put it out. But last week I went live on Thursday night. I was a guest on another show on Wednesday night. So my apologies for not letting you guys know. But thank you guys for being here live, dude. I really do appreciate you. Like to see the new names in here, new faces. I hope to see you guys back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to like, follow, share, and make sure to follow the podcast and all the other social media websites, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's just going to be Facebook, Instagram. You can do TikTok, but really Instagram is the one that I'm on most, and there's stuff on Facebook as well. All right. But I do ask people, wherever you make sure you download the audio podcast, wherever you download it, it is the podcast is wherever you get your podcast. So it's everywhere. If you could leave a 5-star review if you listen to it, I would greatly appreciate it. If it's not 5 stars, I would highly suggest that you email me. Let me know what I can do better. Just don't be a dick. I love to take people's feedback. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, if it's 5 stars, leave it. If it's not, email me. Cool. All right, man. Let us start to close this thing out. Guys, remember to keep your head on a swivel. I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left. All right? Whether it's driving home, people are crazy on the roads. Putting a ladder up. Make sure the breaker's turned off. Whatever it is, man, please, please be careful. Once again, I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left. We all have somebody who loves us and they would miss us if we're gone. So be safe, be careful. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. All right? We talked about it in here. Keep educating yourself. You don't know what you don't know, but you can only use that excuse so long. All right? Keep trying to better yourself. Want to know more. Keep gaining knowledge. I don't care how long you've been in the trade, 2 months, 2 years, 12 years, 20 years, 30 years. It doesn't matter. All right? Keep trying to better yourself and give back to the trade. If you know more than somebody else, give back to them. All right? Teach them a little bit, and you're going to be surprised. Mr. Jim Bergman used to always say, you don't really know something until you got to teach somebody else. It made me better at what I do when I started teaching other people because I had to make sure that I was on my P's and Q's, that I knew exactly what I was saying to be able to teach these people the right way. All right? So give back to others. Spread positivity. Care about other people. I always say this, if you work with somebody for years, they're always on time. And all of a sudden you notice for a week, 2 weeks straight, 15 minutes late, 30 minutes late, 20 minutes late, go up to that person. Hey, man. Hey, lady, whatever, is everything okay? I noticed that you're always normally on time, man. I know you've been late. Are you good? Have those conversations, man. Care about other people. You'd be surprised that those conversations can change people's lives. All right. With that being said, man, I love each and every one of you. Hope you guys have a great week. And I'll talk with y'all mofos next week. All right. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
What are you talking about? You haven't called me, Zeke. I would call you back. Don't say that shit. I did not call you back, Scott. I will call you back. My fault. Right? Jesus, get off my back. Good night. Go fuck yourself.